What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check updates, the two new upcoming packages, the physical infrastructure package part 1, which has a deal barely hanging on by a thread at $1.2 trillion between the Republicans and the Democrats, and the part 2, the next stimulus package, which is $3.5 trillion that has been announced by the Democrats, which will be the largest stimulus package and the largest pretty much bill ever in American history, which leaves a lot of money for the next stimulus package for lots of different stimulus items. We also talk about on this channel everything going on in America and in Washington, D.C. And there is a lot going on in Washington, D.C. right now. We expect a vote today on these infrastructure packages. We will be going over that. We will be hearing from the Senate today, as well as check this out. The Democrats are worried that former President Donald Trump may actually become the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Yes, this is true. Check this out. As you can see here on the screen, the U.S. House of Representatives Democrats have introduced a bill to block former President Donald Trump from becoming Speaker of the House if this were to happen. Yes. Let me explain to you. I'll show you this article and I'll explain to you why they're introducing a bill if this may come to pass. The reason for this is this is for the next election, okay? The next election next year in 2022 is a big thing because right now the Democrats control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. The Democrats have control of everything, and the Republicans think they're going to take control of either the House or the Senate. They only need one vote in the Senate to take control back of the Senate. They only need to take control of. They don't only need a few votes in the House, maybe like 3 or 4 votes, depending on vacancies. And there's a couple people that have actually died from the House of Representatives. There's some vacancies, so there's only a couple votes in the House that could make the Republicans take back control of the House. The Republicans think they're going to take back control of both of them. If they take back control of the House in 2022, they would be able to elect a Speaker of the House of Representatives. Technically, there is no rule that says right now that the Speaker of the House of Representatives has to actually be a member of the House of Representatives. So technically, right now at least, the Republicans, if they take back the House of Representatives, could elect anybody as the Speaker of the House of Representatives. So they could actually elect former President Donald Trump to be the Speaker of the House of Representatives. And this is actually what the Republicans are talking about doing right now. So that brings us to this. The House Democrats have introduced a bill to block former President Donald Trump from becoming Speaker of the House. Yes, this is actually happening. This is actually a real deal. Here it is in black and white from Forbes.com. As you can see here, a House Democrat has introduced a bill to block non-House members from becoming Speaker of the House in response to speculation that former President Donald Trump may launch a bid for the Speaker's gavel if Republicans win the chamber in 2022. Representative Brendan Boyle, a Democrat from Pennsylvania, introduced the Members Act, which stands for mandating that being an elected member of the House of Representatives be an essential requirement for speakership, which, as its name suggests, requires House membership as a prerequisite for becoming Speaker of the House. Boyle specifically cited the speculation about Trump as the motivation for the bill, calling it an alarm bell that current requirements should be changed in the name of, quote, protecting our nation and our democracy. And that Article 1, Section 2 of the Constitution gives the House the power to, quote, choose their speaker and other officers without any specific requirements, though every speaker in the U.S. history has also been a House member. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy claims to have Trump's backing for his inevitable bid for the speakership and Trump's team denies their man wants the job for now. But this hasn't stopped Republican Matt Gaetz from vowing to nominate the ex-president anyways. Let me know your thoughts on this down below in the comments. Do you think former President Donald Trump could become Speaker of the House? And what do you think Nancy Pelosi would think of this? Do you think the Democrats will pass a bill preventing this from happening, blocking former President Donald Trump from doing this? They could do this. Remember, they control the House of Representatives, and they could essentially pass a bill like this without a single Republican vote. And as far as I don't think that I think this is a bill that would only have to be passed in the House of Representatives. I don't think this is a bill that would have to be passed in the Senate. This, as far as I know, I seem to know this stuff pretty well, but this is a one-off type of bill. This is a House of Representatives only type of bill, I would think. So I would think that the House only would have to pass this bill. So I would think the Democrats could pass this only. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think that they will actually vote on this bill and pass this bill? Yeah. Do you think that former President Trump could become Speaker of the House of Representatives and not even be a member of the House? Wow. Also, a Trump spokeswoman says no next election without a 2020 fix. Former President Donald Trump's spokeswoman delivered an ominous warning about the future of democracy in speaking to her boss's claims of a, quote, stolen election in 2020. Liz Harrington, a former Republican National Committee official, told the One America News Network that there would not be another election without a, quote, fix to the November contest, which election authorities have defended against Trump's allegations of widespread fraud. Basically saying that there's going to have to be major fixes or else he might potentially not run in the next election. We'll see about that. Also, Forbes is coincidentally also reporting a major report that former President Donald Trump's business hauled in $2.4 billion with a B during his 4 years he served as president. $2.4 billion, which really dwarfs the $400,000 that a president normally makes per year, which former President Donald Trump did give away to charity. Which would 4 years times 4 would be 1.6 million. This is $2.4 billion that his businesses made in the 4 years of president. So yeah, it really wasn't that bad to be president and make $2.4 billion. But we'll see. You never know. He has pretty much hinted that he will be running again for president. And during the most recent Republican convention, there was a polling, and former President Donald Trump won the recent polling as Republican contender by a landslide. So at this point, unless something dramatic happens, he does look like he will be the Republican candidate for the 2024 election. Remember, so it looks like it'll be a repeat of former President Donald Trump versus current President Biden as a rematch, unless something dramatic happens there, with one of the two of them. But remember, there will be the 2022 midterm elections, which will ultimately decide the House of Representatives and the Senate if they retain the Democratic control. And remember, they will be passing more stimulus packages. The Democrats are going to continue to pass packages until the midterm elections. When October 1st comes, they get a whole nother set of reconciliation cards. It's up for the debate whether they get 2 or 3 more for the whole nother new fiscal year. So they basically get to pass these next 2 infrastructure package and the next stimulus package, and then October 1st comes, which is basically in 2 more months, and they get 2 or 3 more reconciliation cards for next year up until the midterm elections. So they're going to be passing basically like these next 2 packages and then 2 or 3 more after that. So they basically have a whole nother year of passing packages, stimulus packages, Social Security raises, these Medicare packages, and basically everything on this list. These are all the things that the Democrats in Congress, the House and the Senate, have called for. We know that over 80 to 100 Democrats in the House of Representatives alone have called for a forced stimulus check. 28 of them or more have called for not only a forced stimulus check, but for monthly recurring stimulus checks to be included in the next infrastructure package. So that's over half, 28 of them in the Senate. So that's over half of the Democrats in the Senate alone want monthly recurring stimulus checks. The vast majority of Democrats want Social Security and Medicare expansion, Medicare extra benefits. So whatever doesn't make it into this next package, which by the way, this next package is $3.5 trillion. It's the largest stimulus package ever yet to date. The third stimulus check package was 1.9 trillion. This next package is going to be 3.5 trillion. So it's almost double. It's the largest stimulus package yet to date. There's going to be some other things in there like climate, a little bit of infrastructure. Remember, there's the infrastructure package and then there's the stimulus package. Now, there's going to be some other things in there, but there was in the third stimulus check package as well. I mean, there's other things in these packages, as you know. But whatever doesn't make it into this stimulus package on this list is going to go into the next package and the next package and the next package. They have a whole year basically to pass all these things. So there's going to be a lot of this on this, a lot of these things on this list. A lot of these things like 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are on this list, including number 18 and probably number 16 that they're saying are already on this list. Child tax credits are these monthly payments that adults and children are getting. Again, they're for children, the $250 to $300 monthly checks, but they get paid to the adults. You know, they don't send checks to children. They're going to probably extend those till 2025. These monthly checks are going to go probably until 2025. But they're also saying that there's going to be an adult tax credit in this next package, an extension and an expansion of that. So keep your fingers crossed and pray that it is like the child tax credits. Keep your fingers crossed and pray that it is monthly checks just like the child tax credits. If our prayers are answered, it'll be just like the child tax credit, these monthly checks that are going out to children. It'll be just like that, but for adults, okay? They have said that adult tax credits are in this next package. They have said that child tax credits are going to be extended. They haven't said how long, but it's likely going to be till 2025. And they have also said that there's going to be a child care tax credits and also a dependent care credit in that as well. Medicare expansion for seniors is going to be in this next package as well. But again, the bill is not written. So forced stimulus checks could be in there. Monthly checks could be in there. It could be under the guise or under the wording of an adult tax credit. Remember, child tax credits are going out right now and are basically monthly checks. 65 million children are getting monthly checks right now of $250 to $300 per month, and they're called the child tax credits. And in this next package are adult tax credits. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's hope, let's pray that these adult tax credits that they're saying are in this next package are basically the adult version of child tax credits. They're saying adult tax credits are in this next package. You never know. I mean, people said that monthly checks could never happen, and boom, in this last package, first of all, monthly checks never really happened for child tax credits, okay? Child tax credits have been around for 23 years, but they were on you only got them once a year on your tax return. And first of all, if you didn't have earned income, you never got them before. They changed that in the third stimulus check package where you didn't need any earned income. Okay. And they used to only be, a couple $100. They started off at 400, 500, and then they were 1,000, And then former President Donald Trump in the 2017 Trump tax cuts, which, by the way, they passed with the reconciliation process, he increased those to $2,000. But then the Democrats increased those from $2,000 to $3,000 and $3,600, or as you probably know, $250 to $300 per month. Okay, and included this monthly payment feature. They could easily do that with the adult tax credits. They could make it where you don't need a dollar of earned income, and they could give it out in monthly checks. They literally just did that in the last package. There's no reason they can't do that for adults as well. Okay, next up, let's hear from Republican Senator Mike Braun on the voting that is supposed to be happening today.
So, Senator, if we assume there won't be a final version of this bill ready for you to peruse before tomorrow, do you know how you'll vote on opening debate? And why shouldn't that debate get started while this group continues to work for the details?
So not only myself, but I think every other Republican, if there's not clear text, if it's not out there, that's not going to fly tomorrow. This has gone on a month, and sadly, most of us know that we need to attend to our infrastructure. Indiana, Crossroads of America, we did it back in 17, had the hard decisions of how we're going to pay for it. Here, I think Chuck is taking this in a way that he views himself as kind of a political entrepreneur here and getting it done. He knows the things he can bring to bear, and they're also, I think, getting nervous that they burned too much time already. So I think even beyond reading the bill, there's going to be a lot of it in there that does not have the kind of hard pay-fors that many Republicans are looking for. So I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt that it'll come together. But if you can extrapolate from the month it's already taken to think that it's going to just fall in place, I've got my doubts.
So yeah, a lot of Republicans are saying that this preliminary vote today that is supposed to happen later today has no chance. Remember, they only need 10 Republicans out of 50 to vote yes on this, along with all 50 Democrats. It's just a preliminary vote to get the ball rolling. Even this vote might not pass. So we'll have to see what happens later today. I will keep you posted, and we'll see if it happens today and what the outcome is. Remember, we need this to happen to get these packages passed and move forward, get this stimulus, get these bills written, and get everything moving in the direction we need to do, and find out what's in these packages and get everything out. Remember, in this stimulus package, there's going to be all sorts of different stimulus items. When we think about the third stimulus check package, what was ultimately in there, we had $1,400 checks for adults, $1,400 checks for children, $1,400 checks for adult dependents and college students. We had the child tax credits in addition to that. So we had $1,400 checks and child tax credits, $3,000 to $3,600 for children in addition to that. And in addition to that, we had mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property tax assistance, utility assistance. In addition to that, we had internet assistance. We had SNAP, WIC, and pandemic EBT assistance, school lunch assistance, which was thousands of dollars for some people. We had the $10,200 unemployment assistance, which was anywhere from like a few hundred or $1,000 on average for people that had unemployment income last year. Some people got $2,000 to $3,000. I'm trying to even think of all the things, but as you can kind of see, there was a lot of different stimulus provisions in a package. So, and remember, this package is supposed to be double the size of that. So when we think about all the possibilities that could be in this next package, there's a lot. It's going to be worth waiting for. So, yeah. And they're already saying that the child tax credits are going to be in there. Again, everything's up for negotiations, though. Hopefully they don't take it out or modify it or anything. That alone is monthly checks for 65 million children. They're also saying there's going to be, that's called the child tax credit, monthly checks. They're also saying there's going to be an adult tax credit. Hopefully there's monthly checks for adults, too. We'll see. I'll keep you up to date. There's plenty of money in there for a forced stimulus check, plenty of money for all sorts of other things. I'll keep you up to date with everything going on in Washington, D.C., going on in our country, and going on with stimulus packages. Make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. And remember these times, new videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. This bottom video is my newest video about Social Security increases that President Biden wants to do. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. Amazon has their own program where you can sell products on Amazon FBA, and I have had dozens of students replace their 9-to-5 income doing that, and I teach them how to do that. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.